2018, what a year it's been. A bad year. And that's what we're here to talk about on a special edition of YouTuber News, where I'm going to be counting down the top 5, I say top, just 5 scandals that rocked the YouTube community this year. We're going to have appearances from Laura Lee, Manny MUA, even Zoe Suggs made it onto the list. Plus, we might even have a special end-of-year edition of Dan How Watch, if you're very well behaved. On this week's edition of YouTuber News, brought to you by We the Unicorns, the only website that knows what day of the week it is. I'm just kidding, I have no idea what day of the week it is. It could be December 29th, 21st. I haven't known what day of the week it was for about a week and a half. Just full of cake. Number 5! At number 5, we have Manny MUA. And to be clear, I'm not counting these down in terms of like which one's the best. They're all bad. I mean, they're very different degrees of bad, but we're just kind of counting them down in whatever order we feel like. It's the end of the year, baby. Take it easy. Now, I could go into all the drama that led to this Manny MUA situation, but it's more complicated than most astrophysics, and also I barely understand it, and also I don't want to. But suffice to say, Manny MUA ended up having to do a big apology video and leave YouTube for a little period. And everyone was mad at him, and there was drama, and Jeffree Star was there, and everyone was angry. But then Manny returned to YouTube with a brilliant idea. Why don't I make a documentary series? Now, this had nothing to do with the fact that Shane Dawson made a documentary series that got millions of views, okay? It wasn't just him trying to get views. This was a completely separate idea he had. He thought it'd be fun. It's definitely nothing to do with Shane Dawson. He came back and he said, I'm gonna make a documentary series about myself. And it's this return to YouTube that was sort of the scandalous part of this story. You see, he came back with episode 1 of his documentary about himself, and YouTube viewers said, haha, no, thank you. But he plowed on and uploaded all the episodes, and you know, he's just doing his thing now, and because this is YouTube and everyone has a really short attention span, everyone's just moved on and no one really cares. Because as we'll see, as this list goes on, consequences don't exist on YouTube. Things happen in the space of about a day, and then we all just move on. It's one of the things that makes YouTube such a terrible place. Just kidding, I love YouTube. The only thing people love more than YouTube is complaining about YouTube. Number 4. Hey, you're cordially invited to not really like a book very much. Ha ha ha. Yep, Zoe Sugg unfortunately has not made it through another year without having a bit of a merch-related controversy, or controversy, if you will. You see, she wrote a book called Cordially Invited, which was, now stay with me, it's a book about how to throw a dinner party, or dinner parties, which is obviously a kind of book that would be aimed at, you know, people who own a home, or throw dinner parties, or care about dinner parties, you know, older people. But the book is aimed squarely at Zoe's sort of core audience, which appears to be 4-year-olds, judging by the tone of this book. So even though the book is about throwing dinner parties, it's got sections like how to go for a walk, which is literally like, get your coat, go outside. Congratulations, my friend, you're on a freaking walk. Or how to have a cereal dinner party. Get some cereal, eat it. Congratulations, you're at a cereal dinner party. A lot of people had some funny reactions to this. Jack Mate did a very funny breakdown video, as he always does. At the end of the day, though, it was pretty harmless. Like, you know, no one really got hurt by this. If people want to buy the book, they can buy the book. It's not really as high on the scandal list as some of the other things I'm going to talk about today, but it's still funny to mention because it has a section, and I can't emphasize this enough, there's a section of the book that tells you how to go for a walk. And that's my favorite thing that I think has ever happened, at least since Alfie Days made a whole video where he insisted that he wasn't a Tory. I can't believe that's real. I love it so much. Roses are red, horror films are gory.
I just want to 100% clear up that I'm not a Tory.
Namaste. Number 3. And I'd like to deliver this one in the form of a musical number. Hit it, guys. Oh, TanaCon, it was a thing and everybody went to it. And okay, I can't really sing, but yes, of course, if we're going to do scandals of the year, we've got to talk about TanaCon. Yes, TanaCon was the Tana Mojo themed convention from Tana Mojo, who decided she could put on a VidCon-sized and style convention with about a month of planning and no previous experience. And shockingly, quite surprisingly shockingly, it actually went really badly. There were queues to get in. Nothing really happened. No one knew what was happening. People struggled to get refunds. Let's put it this way, Shane Dawson managed to make a multiple-part documentary about how much of a disaster this convention really was. So, seeing as you look at the other things he's made documentaries about, TanaCon was effectively about as bad as Jake Paul. And that's not a place you want to be with your convention. But Tana, ever the entrepreneur, has made the most of TanaCon. She's even selling TanaCon merch now, many months after it came out. And for some reason, she dressed up as the TanaCon CEO for Halloween. And then he got annoyed and released one of the most boring documentaries of all time, a documentary I watched the entirety of for you. And you can see that in a previous episode of YouTuber News. I don't know which episode. It's all on YouTube and here on Snapchat. Go and find it. You don't have to do what I say. I'm not your dad. Number 2, crying. You know how to do it. I know how to do it. You better believe I know how to do it. We all know how to do a cry. But one person who doesn't know how to do a cry, apparently, is YouTuber Laura Lee, as we found out this year when she produced the worst YouTuber apology video, and that is a high bar to cross, the worst YouTuber apology video we've ever seen. See, this was the year where YouTubers and other celebrities in general started to be exposed by old tweets. Now, this is a bit of a controversial topic because it's a bit like, should you judge people for things they said 10 years ago? Are some of the comments being taken out of context? What level is it right to call people out and cancel them for these old tweets? Now, in Laura Lee's case, the old tweets were so extremely racist, so almost comically racist. Like if every uncle in the country formed together to form one giant uncle, the amount of racism that would be contained in that one uncle, that's how racist these tweets were from Laura. So, not the greatest amount of sympathy that should be shown to her for these tweets. Now, instead of coming out and saying, hey, I'm really sorry about those horrible things I said, I'm not like that anymore, Laura did the standard YouTuber thing and decided to go on camera and try and cry. Emphasis on try. For many, many minutes, Laura stared dead into the camera, squeezing her face, trying to think about sad puppies and onions and just trying to get a single tear to emerge from those eyes, but she couldn't quite do it. She was sniffling, she was crumpling up her face, but not a single tear could be seen, which meant the entire apology video completely backfired, because instead of focusing on her message, which was that she was sorry, sort of, it was more people going like, what's happening with her face? Why is it so sad, and yet clearly not? That then led to the most YouTube thing that has ever happened in the world, which is when she posted another apology video for her apology video. Apologyception. I guess the moral of the story is, don't do this very specific set of things. And I just want to myself do a little bit of an apology for some of the news that we reported on was bad. And also want to be sad and That's how you do it, Laura. Flawless. All of you thought I was crying, but actually I wasn't. Just on the inside. Okay, cool. So we got Manny MUA, Laura Lee, TanaCon, Cordially Invited. And I think that's pretty much it when it comes to scandals in 2018. Can't really think of anyone else who had any scandals in 2018. My mind has gone blank in terms of anyone else who did anything even mildly controversial. Just kidding, it's Logan Paul. Logan Paul. How can we get through this without mentioning Logan Paul? Number 1. Because it's not a good thing. Yes, at number 1, and I know we're not ranking these, but this is number 1, is Logan Paul, just en general throughout 2018. Logan had an unbelievable year, in the sense that I truly cannot believe the things he did and said throughout this year. He started out the year by going to Japan and just being incredibly disrespectful, as pointed out in a viral video by, would you look at that, with unicorns, isn't that funny? Then he went to a well-known suicide hotspot, where he filmed the body of a recently deceased man. That's a real thing that happened less than a year ago. Now, I don't really know what can be said about this that hasn't already been said. I made an entire episode about this when it first happened because I was just so shocked that this is a real thing a human being did. But then, of course, Logan, got a lot of international backlash. Everyone was very annoyed at him, and he took the world's briefest hiatus from YouTube. I think he left YouTube for about 6 minutes, and then he staged a comeback, and then he just continued as normal with seemingly no lessons learned at all. So if there's any lesson we can take from this, is that there are no consequences anymore, nothing matters, and the world we live in is a giant hellscape. Merry Christmas! It's still Christmas, right? What day is this? You boy, what day is this? Is it Christmas Day? Is there still time for me to repent my ways? Will ghosts visit me? Hello? Oh, there's no one here. Never anyone here. I don't know how to get out of this room. So those were the top 5 most scandalous things that rocked the YouTube community this year. I cannot wait to see the scandals that will befall us in 2019. No, wait, sorry, I got that wrong. I can wait. I very much can wait to find out what those scandals are. But 2018 was not all bad. We can't pretend it was all just terrible things. There were nice things that happened in the YouTube community. For example, let's take a little look back at what 2018 meant to a certain YouTuber we all know and love. That's right, Dan Howe. It's time for Dan Howe Watch 2018 edition. Welcome to Dan Howe Watch. I'm so tired. What's Dan been up to in 2018? Well, I'll tell you in the form of an ancient rhyme. Pan flute music, please. Dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. In January, he went to the zoo and he had a nice time. In February, he went to the circus. That does not rhyme. In March, Dan killed a man, but he got off. In April, he went abroad and he bought a car. In May, I regret doing this as a rhyme, but he went to Korea and had a nice time, North Korea. In June, Dan met his very best friend. He's called Phil Lester, and they're friends till the end. In July, Dan bought a horse and he named it Death. It was an ironic nickname and he had minty breath. In August, Dan went along to the golden sands of the beach and there he saw a crab and he was ambivalent about it. In September, Dan joined the army as a medic. Someone is doing this to me off screen, which I think means great job, go slower. In October, Dan went on a tour called the Interactive Introverts. In November, Dan celebrated Christmas way too early. And when December came, and this is the time for me to really redeem this whole thing with a perfect finishing rhyme. When December came, he saw Dan Howe Watch and said, I'm calling my lawyers. Hooray! Dan Howe's 2018. Thank you to anyone who is still watching. Was that actually good?
It wasn't, but that's why it was.
Yeah, but that's why. I'm Benedict Townsend. This has been YouTuber News. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it and have an absolutely wonderful new year. I'll be back next year with even more YouTuber News, even more Dan Howe Watch, even more of those things that you like or feel vaguely average about. I hope you have a genuinely nice time. I hope you relax over these holiday periods. I know they can be hard for some people, but I hope it's nice for you. And always remember what my grandfather said to me. Who are you again? Which one are you? Oh, the YouTube one. See you in 2019.